All right, Shalom. There's the brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word, in all truth and in sincerity. There's I'll start here at John 10:10. And it reads, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." All right, and I want to go into a lesson based on this understanding through the Spirit. And it's one of my favorite verses from Yahweh Shai in the Gospels. All right, because it speaks to a life lived more abundantly, man. All right, when you go through the history of our nation, all right, you can't help but notice our continual captivities through different ages. All right. They talk about the golden age of society, the Babylonians and the Greeks, and you hear about these great empires, so to speak. All right. And then you look at the scriptures and you see where our position was in those captivities. All right. On the bottom. All right. And Yahweh Shai represented the breaking of that cycle. He was the lamb. He was perfect without spot. And he was the tool that the Lord used, all right, as an intercessor for a better covenant built on better promises. And that equals the life more abundantly that Yahweh Shai speaks about. All right. And it's something that we haven't had as a nation. All right. For a very long time. I mean, when you think about the time that Solomon reigned, that was the only 40 years of peace we really had alone in our own land without being afraid of any enemies round about us. All right. That's a small portion of time compared to humanity. All right. And how long nations have been on the earth. All right. But the Lord has promised us, according to our forefathers, life more abundantly, man. All right. And it's something that I think about through the Spirit a lot, because when Ephesians 2:11 reads this, it talks about the commonwealth. All right. The commonwealth between a nation of people being great. All right. Being abundant, being rich. All right. Real quick, Ephesians 2:11. "Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision, and the flesh made by hands." And that uncircumcision, all right, is the Israelite foreigners. All right. I will say the Israelites in a heathen state of mind. All right. That's a better way of putting it. The Israelites that were in a heathen state of mind were considered uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision. All right. Verse 12 reads that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and the strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without power in the world. All right. But now in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. All right. So by that sacrifice, by the blood of Hamashiach, we now have access through Yahweh Shai, who's the intercessor. All right. And that is going to usher in life more abundantly. As I think about our journey as a nation of people, beginning with the first Exodus until now, all right, we've experienced much in servitude to other nations and very little in liberty under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And what we're about to receive is far greater than we can even comprehend. All right. When you think about our people, it's hard for them to even imagine us not having to work for a living. All right. It's hard for our people to imagine going to sleep and not having to use an alarm to wake up, to really just wake up whenever your body tells you to. It's hard for our people to fathom doing that and it not be a vacation or it not be you using a PTO day. All right. For the men of our nation, it's hard to imagine having children and not being worried, man. That's not normal, man. And our people have become accustomed to this life that is not a life. It's survival at best. All right. In the curses, it said we would have no assurance of our life, that our life would hang in doubt. All right. That we would grope at noonday. All right. That in the morning we would say that it were evening, meaning you just want to hurry up and get to the good part of your day, which is really the last 2 hours before you go to sleep. All right. When all the chores is done, when all the bills is paid in that little moment. All right. And that moment looks different for different Israelites. For some of them, the men of our nation is playing the video game. For some of them, it's hitting the bar before you go in the house. All right. For some of them, it's drinking a little airplane bottle of liquor. All right. Before you actually go into the house to deal with your family. And it shouldn't be so. This is not normal. All right. As a nation of people, this is not how our life is supposed to be. All right. And Yahweh Shai is that good news for us, man. All right. One of his nicknames is Shiloh, man. All right. The King of Peace. All right. And this is what we are looking for. We're looking for new heavens and new earths, wherein lies righteousness, man. This is not living for us as a nation of people. All right. And this is the very opposite of the curses that we've received. The Lord said this, Deuteronomy 28:1. All right. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. All right. This is talking about whatever your hand touches, you're just blessed. All right. Verse 3 reads, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Verse 4, blessed shalt be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Now, this is important because this represents true wealth, substance. All right. When you look at the stock market, those are companies that represent resources. All right. Whether it's oil, whether it's gas, whether it's beef. All right. These are resources. And FRNs is the medium of exchange. But the Lord is saying all of these things will be fruitful. All right. And one of the things he mentioned was the fruit of thy body. All right. It's a very painful existence to have children and to worry continually about their well-being, man. That's not a life. That's not regarded as a life, man. We've just become accustomed to the curses for most of our people. This is why they don't look for new heavens and new earths. This is why they don't have any hope that it'll change. So they're willing to make the best of the worst situation, which really just means trimming your way to seek love, man. And there is no love in this place. There is no rest. Thus saith the Lord. You have our people who believe that this is our rest, and it's not, man. And then they get disappointed when the Lord's words reign true. But you tried to go up some other way. What did you expect? All right. Micah 2:10 reads, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. All right. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai, this place has destroyed all of our people who have believed in it. All of our people who have leaned on this broken reed have been destroyed. All right. If not in circumstance, in spirit, man, they've been destroyed. All right. The so-called rich of our people are really destroyed on the inside. They just make it look good on the outside. But the Lord has promised us a way for us to actually have the things that our heart desires with no sorrow that comes with it, man. You can't be rich and wealthy and then you have to be somewhere. You're constantly busy. The true rich and wealthy of this world, they don't move on anybody else's schedule. Everybody moves on their schedule. And this is our rightful place as a nation, according to the will and the promise made to our forefathers. We are trust fund babies on the right hand side. Righteous trust fund babies. All right. If you can receive it, that is our lot. That is our inheritance. These are when the Lord said, this is your inheritance, the children of Israel. These are the things ye shall inherit. What are we inheriting? We're inheriting the promises made to our forefathers. Just like on the left hand side, Esau, when David Rockefeller is a perfect example. When he died, right? Somebody took over his estate. His children, they all had a stake in his estate. They all had trust. All right. Money set aside for their livelihood. They actually have generational wealth and they don't have to move on someone else's schedule. All right. The so-called rich of our people, they have to spend their time on tour. They have to spend their time doing interviews. They have to spend their time on movie sets. They have to spend their time working their bodies to do the athletic training. All right. To entertain the actual wealthy people of this world. Whereas the truly wealthy don't have to do these things through the Spirit. And that's why the Lord has promised us greater things, man. And when I hear Yahweh Shai say that we will have life and have it more abundantly, Yahweh Shai is not exaggerating. So when he says abundantly, he means what he says, man. Adawan Ratazar, we may be recipients of this, man, but this is the hope that we have. This is what we have to look forward to. All right. And as a matter of fact, when I mention through, this is what gets us through these days, man. All right. These days, which are full of evil and sorrow. Our hope is what get us through these difficult times through the Spirit, man. All right. The Lord is our comfort. All right. The good tidings. All right. Let's go to Isaiah 61. All right. And I had to pull over to do this through the Spirit. I tried to do it in transit, but the Spirit stopped me. And then eventually the Lord put the Spirit on me to do it again. All right. This is Isaiah 61:1. And it reads, the Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the gates, the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. All right. This is a state of mourning, man. This is why you don't see the wise of our people smiling and giggling like this is Disneyland, because it's not, bruh. There's a painful state to be in when you see the condition of our nation, man. When you realize that there is no rest here. All right. When you are behind enemy lines and you have to be on your guard 24/7, even inside of your own home. It's not life. It's not why we were born into the world. In this life, we're born into the world to give testimony to this gospel. But in the kingdom, our life is going to be full of joy, man. Full of excitement. All right. The Lord said he would give us everlasting joy. And it's something that we read a lot. But when you really think about those words together, those words being put together. All right. Real quick. This is Isaiah 35:10. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. The Lord is not a power that he should lie, man. He's not telling us good things that he's going to disappoint us at the end. And in a world where we're so used to disappointments, the Lord is the exact opposite, man. And as I meditate on Yahweh Shah saying that, man, during the time when he was born into the Roman captivity and he had to do what he had to do, he had to be baptized with the baptism, a greater portion than we could ever imagine. And for him to say something like that through the Spirit is comforting, man, even now. Especially now as we get closer and closer to the end of this time and the beginning of it that followeth. Everlasting joy, man. That's hard to even imagine. Because most of us can't see joy past 3 or 4 days off of work. Paid days off. That's the highlight reel of Jake's life. All right. Or the weekend, 2 or 3 hours on the weekend. All right. Or the 1 hour of the day you get to actually do something that you want to do. The Lord said everlasting joy, man. Not PTO joy. All right. Not vacation joy, but everlasting joy. This is what we have to look forward to. And through the Spirit, whenever you have those down days, just remember these things through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. That the Lord has promised us greater things and he's not a power that he should lie. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite scriptures as well is Luke 12. And let me jump down to 32. And it reads, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's our Father's good pleasure, meaning the Lord is not going to give us the kingdom begrudgingly, all right, as an obligation, but it's his good pleasure to show us these greater things that are hid. We have to watch the creation, which is a part of our inheritance, the world which was made for our sakes. We have to watch a large portion of it on social media, and on National Geographic, on Discovery Channel, all right, on a nature trail. We don't get to enjoy the earth. All right. And through the Spirit, this is the greater hope that we have through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai that is built upon greater promises, that it will not always be like this, that yes, the Lord has forsaken us for a moment. All right. But with great joy, he's going to redeem us, man. I believe that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Adawan Ratazah, we may be a part of that first fruits. But every time I think about that, it gets me excited, man. It's not even the rest. It's the excitement of being able to enjoy the earth, to move around the earth, to know what everlasting joy feels like. Not just joy for a moment. All right? Not just what we've called life for so long, but what the Lord actually intended. I'm excited to see what that looks like, what it smells like, what it feels like. Because as the Lord made sure every detail of our life reminded us of the curses, you got to know the other side of the coin is coming. And every detail of our life is going to remind us of the blessing. Adawan Ratazah, we're a part of that number. All right, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, Kahalayim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.